Living your purpose is about being in alignment with your best and most authentic self every day. Stacey Martino. Welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. My name is Melinda Van Fleet, and I'm a mindset success coach. My husband Ryan and I were laid off at the same time 10 years ago in 2009. We moved to the Florida Keys without jobs, not knowing anyone, hardly any money, and we've never even been here. So all along, I had said that someday when we get our quote-unquote shit together, we would help others. Since then, we've both done a lot of self-work and built successful businesses. Each week, my intent is to be relatable, bring you tactical tips, tools, share my learnings and stories that can help inspire you or transform you wherever you are in your career or general life. I strongly believe that if I can do it, you can do it too. So what's stopping you? This week, I want to talk about alignment. There's a lot of discussion and podcasts and books and everything out there about this really important word, alignment. And I've learned that there's many different ways to speak about this very important topic, but I could probably record many podcasts on that and still never quite hit the nut exactly on the head as maybe someone else might think of alignment. So anyhow, maybe there will be a podcast 2 or 3. That'll be up to you guys. But in this episode, I'm just going to refer to one example that I started going through last week and I'm still going through. And hopefully it will relate with you, or you can share with someone that it might relate with. And before I tell my story, I want to say that I tend to think of things in 3 buckets. I do this with pretty much anything. It's pretty amazing. The more I get older, I guess, and go through life, I realize that I just naturally do this. So these are my 3 buckets in relationship to alignment. The first one is you might not have any clue what the heck I'm talking about. Alignment may be something that you've never heard of before, or you briefly heard of it and you haven't given it very much thought at all. Number 2 bucket, you are familiar with the word alignment and maybe you feel you get it, but you don't think about it consciously or really practice habits or tweak relationships or your job or whatever scenario that will put you into alignment. And bucket 3 is you are an alignment rock star, or you are close to it. You totally get it. You are consciously aware of alignment. You make choices based on how you feel. And if it's not 100% of the time, which I think would probably be pretty tough, you're pretty close. You get it. You share your thoughts with others, and you might even teach others on alignment. So like I said, this hopefully is a podcast that you can relate to. And if it resonates with you or a friend and you shared it with someone, I would love to hear from you. And I want to mention before I get started that the story itself that I'm telling is completely made up. It's fictional based on what I'm going through. So here goes. Let's imagine you have a really close friend, and that friend of yours is engaged and getting married, and it's super exciting for her, for you. You've known her forever. And she's getting married at a beautiful resort, somewhere tropical, not too far away, so you can all go there for a day. And the couple getting married doesn't have a lot of income. So they were able to secure this resort property based on relationships they have, that they're able to use the property for the day and they won't get charged. And since most people are local, it's not about a destination wedding per se. It's really just about using this beautiful, beautiful property. And everyone's really excited. But the kicker is she needs all of her friends and family to help out. So she needs someone to bus tables also and help set up, even someone to do the dishes. And she ends up asking you to help and do the dishes. Your first thought is like, what? I have to do the dishes? Really? This is a wedding. That's so beyond me. I'm a guest. I'm coming to your wedding. What do you mean? And you don't say any of this to her. It's just all going through your head. So that's your first reaction when you read the email. The second reaction is, well, maybe someone else can trade with me. Maybe there's someone else that can do the dishes. Maybe I can, just greet people and bring them to their tables. But then you think, well, then someone else is going to be stuck doing the dishes. And then you think, well, maybe I can somehow trade the wedding gift or do something else that can just get me out of this altogether. And you think about that. So each of these scenarios you think about, because in your core, you're like, I don't feel aligned with this. I don't feel aligned with doing the dishes at a wedding. But then you think about it more and you let it be, which is good that you haven't reacted, that you haven't sent an email. It's really good to take a step back and think about things. Give it a half a day, 2 days, say you're busy, you'll get back to them, whatever. Let it delay a little bit so you can continue to think about it. And after you've settled down and you've really done a lot of soul searching and thinking about alignment, thinking about what makes you happy and what makes you feel good in your soul, you also realize that this is your really good friend. And she's done a lot of things for you over the years. And maybe you haven't talked to her in a while, but still, you have a relationship there. And you are grateful for some things that she's helped you out with in the past. And it's been a while, but you start to remember those and you start to reflect on those. And you go, you know what? I really should just help her. I really should just kind of get over my own self, get over my own ego, and help her. But you realize that it's really bigger because you are really trying to be aligned with your core goals, your core purpose, your passions, your ikigai. And so you're still kind of struggling with it. So what did this person do? This person realized that they could use the venue of the event, this beautiful resort that's so gorgeous. They've never stayed there, and she's never stayed there with family, friends, anything, but she would love to stay there someday. So she realized that she could change her mind while she was doing the dishes and helping her friend and think about what it would be like to stay at this property and imagine herself and visualize herself staying at this property someday and saying all these great things like, when I stay here, I'll be able to go swimming. And even thinking of it in the present tense, I am staying here and we're going to the pool tonight. And we're going to the tiki bar and we're going to sit outside and have some drinks and watch the sunset. I'm bringing my new boyfriend and he is super cute. And we're going to have a great time and hang out at the beach all day and play in the sand and the sun and the water. I'm going to have a big, beautiful raft. And I'm just going to be able to lay on this raft all day and get drinks. People will bring me drinks. I'll have my pina coladas and it'll be really fun. So that's how she got through it. She literally imagined doing something else while she was doing this task that she wasn't aligned with. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you think about, what do you have to do that you are like, ugh, I just don't want to do that. It could be going to work. So how can you change your mind when you're going to work and think about something more positive, something more aspirational that you wish to do someday, and take an element of that experience and focus on that and manifest that and put that out there? It could be Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. I know lots of people that aren't super excited about going to Thanksgiving with their family. But maybe you can think to yourself, gosh, someday I'm going to have my own beautiful home and be able to have Thanksgiving at my home. And I won't have to fly across the country to Aunt Sue's and sit in her house and be uncomfortable. Someday I'm going to have a big, beautiful house and be able to have everyone at my house for Thanksgiving. Their list is endless of different scenarios that we all have to go through sometimes on a daily basis, depending where you are in your life. And it takes time. Heck, Ryan and I, when we were miserable with our jobs and scenarios up in Minnesota, we were constantly visualizing getting the heck out of there. At that time, we had no clue what the word manifesting was or alignment, to be really honest. We had no idea. I was just trying to think of a better way to get through the day, to get through negative 20 degrees and, 4 months of no sun. And so we would just lay on the bed and play the sound machine and talk about what it was going to be like to live in Florida. And I literally made that up. I literally would just lay with him on the bed in the middle of the day and talk about what it would be like to live in Florida. And here we are. So 10 years later, I had to dig into my memory bank and go, you know what? I can do this. I can get through this task. I'm just helping somebody. It's not where I see myself at all. But that person's been very kind to me and even kind to other people that I know. And I just need to get through it. And actually, my own personal visualization that I'll save for my book, but in the true aspect of the story, is actually a fun one. So, you know what? I got through day one. It was fun. It was fine. It was easy. I've got one more day next week of helping this person, and I will survive. So I hope this resonates with somebody out there. Would love to hear from you. Please share with a friend. I'm going to leave you with this mantra for the week. I'm aligned with my soul's purpose. I'm aligned with my soul's purpose. So again, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to me on Instagram or LinkedIn. Those are the two platforms I hang out on. And if you really found value, again, share with a friend or family member, or even rate and review on Apple. I would appreciate any of those things. I feel if I can help one person each week and that person helps another person, gosh, what a great world we would be in if we all just helped each other and shared stories and values and tried to lift each other up. So till next time, be grateful, be curious, always be learning, and you know what? Have some fun too. Thanks for listening. If you wish to check out my second podcast, it's called Crush It in Sales. It's on the same platforms, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, and my website, crushitinSales.com. It is more business-minded with more interviews, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.